virtual with, how Roy Addison is online or with us virtually. So it's 29. So at this time, I call this meeting to order at 11:56 a.m. Daylight Savings Time. Alo kodo ya, I would like to ask, Grandma, Patty, can you give us, do the invocation for us? Oh, okay.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah. Auto the kaya approval of agenda, a whole agenda of job. Where is that? Three resolutions.
Okay.
All right. So that reserve one, I guess we can keep the reserve one. The student financial unit, what do you want it? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll just keep it as it is right now. Okay. A co-agenda doctor. I don't know speed sheet, you probably reviewed it, looked at it. All I'm gonna do is just have, Derek go, just read out the resolutions, for us, because preliminary CPA is always the same, meeting call to order, invocation, approval of agenda, approval of last meeting minutes, presentations, okay, basta. Ako, in new business, sige, the resolution, sige, I'm gonna go ahead and have the secretary treasurer read those for us.
Okay, new business. TBK 2024-190-001, accepting and approving the budget, the June 2024 budget report. Number 2 is accepting and approving the monthly cash receipt deposits for June 2024 in the amount of $726.45 as budgeted. And number 3 is accepting and supporting the chapter student financial assistance to full-time student applicants who are eligible for 12 credit hours or more for the fall 2024 semester in the amount of $600. Number 4 is reserved for the chapter budgets. Number 5 is reserved for the chapter budget transfers. Number 6 is accepting and reaffirming the official recognition of the name change from Inscription House Veterans Association to the Ts'ah Bii Veteran Association. Number 7 is accepting and approving the amended Ts'ah Bii Veteran Association bylaws and plan of operations. Number 8 is the act of expressing no confidence in the Now Nation Veterans Administration Executive Director Bobby Ann Baldwin and calling for the immediate removal due to lack of leadership and trust. Number 9 is reaffirming resolution number TBK 2024-068-007, approving and adopting the Ts'ah Bii chapter virtual hybrid meetings policy for the use of virtual attendance to attend chapter meetings once the Title 26 amendments are finalized. Number 10 and number 11 are to be determined.
Okay, thank you. more.
forgot. Sorry, I got one more to be added, which is going to be number 10. And that one is going to be accepting and supporting Renelda Willie's resignation from the Page Unified School District's Johnson O'Malley Indian Education, and the appointment of whoever we appoint as the new Page Unified School District IEC member representing Ts'ah Bii chapter. Then number 11 and 12 are to be determined.
Okay. So, according to the resolutions, although agenda sheet are not ready, questions, motion? Motion to accept the agenda. Ms. Fuller? Sophie? Second? Your name was? Johanna. Tisi. Johanna. Sometimes I mix up words and give you names, so please forgive me. Okay, motion was made by Priscilla Sophie, second by Johanna Tisi. Questions, comments, concerns about the agenda? Okay, now I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
Okay,
Opposed?
Elroy, how do you vote?
Oh.
He has his hand raised, votes in favor, that's 20.
Opposed? Abstain. Guess it would be chair not voting. Okay. Approval of the agenda passes with 20 approval, 0 opposed, 8 abstain, chair not voting. Approval of the last meeting minutes, June 10th, 2024. I'll go ahead and have Della give us an overview.
Okay, Ts'ah Bii chapter, in-person chapter meeting minutes for June 10, 2022. Meeting was called to order at 11:32. Invocation was by Ross Bergstresser. Approval of the agenda was by Lean Riggs and Jamie Notestein. Votes 21 approved, 0 opposed, and 9 abstained. Approval of last meeting minutes of May 10, 2024, and motion approved by Raymond Redshirt and second by Jamie Notestein. Vote is approved 20 and opposed is 0, abstained is 10. Presentations were provided by the county delegate who provided his report. The legislative also provided his report, and then grazing representative also provided their verbal report. Moving on down to new business. New business, TBK 2024-162-001, accepting and approving the monthly, the May 2024 budget report. Motion was by Billy Kling, second by James Sinajanine. Vote is 23 approved, 0 opposed, and 7 abstained. Number 2 is accepting and approving the monthly cash receipt deposit for May 2024 in the amount of $339.62 as budgeted Motion by Jim Sinigny, second by Jamie Notenstein. Vote is approved, is 24, 0 opposed, and 6 abstain. Number 3 is TPK 2023-162-003, approving and supporting the budget transfer of $4,025.97 from 36-638 building materials to fund 36-6801 construction equipment of $4,025.97 to cover the shortfalls to date that were not anticipated. A vote was motion to approve by Sylvia Marks, second by Mary Alice McClure. Vote approved 25, 0 opposed, and 5 abstain. Number 4 is approving and supporting the budget transfer of $887.14 from 36-63080 building materials to fund 36-6390 other supplies expense, $887.14 to cover the materials to date that were not anticipated. Vote motion by Jamie Notenstein, second by Billy Clean. Vote is 25 approved, 0 opposed, and 5 abstain. Number 5 is approving and supporting the budget transfer of $1,219.80 from Fund 10-668-6608 training and tuition fees to Fund 10-6202 travel expenses of $1,219.80 to cover the shortfalls to date that were not anticipated. Motion by Jamie Notenstein, second by Jerome Addison. Vote is 25 approved, 0 opposed, and 5 abstain. Number 6 is amending resolution number TPK 2024-134-003, accepting and approving the fiscal year 2024 unhealthy food beverage sales tax allocation in the amount of $22,379 as budgeted in attachments, amending budget amounts in the total of $25,577. Motion by Sylvia Marks, second by Jamie Notenstein. Vote approved 26, 0 opposed, and 4 abstain. Number 7, amending resolution TPK 2024-131-006, approving and adopting the Ts'ah Bii fiscal year 2024 supplemental budget of the Summer Youth Employment Project funds in the amount of $25,000 as budgeted according to the attachments, amending budget amounts in the total of $47,504.12. Motion by Mary Alice McClure, second by Joe Adson. Vote is 27 approved, 0 opposed, 3 abstain. Number 8 is approving the endorsement of Jonathan M. Nez for the U.S. House of Representatives Office of Arizona Congressional District Number 2. Motion by Mary Alice McClure, second by Lean Riggs. Vote is 28 approve, 0 opposed, 2 abstain. Number 9 is approving and supporting the budget. Number 9 is approving and supporting the proposed Navajo Mountain to Ojito Road project to enhance school public safety transportations and to empower economic development within the region. Motion by Lena Riggs, second by Mary Alice McClure. Vote is 30 approved, 0 opposed, and 4 abstain. And then provided the reports were the chapter president, vice president, secretary treasurer, again regarding the ARPA stuff. Vernon really did provide updates via PowerPoint on the current renovations for the ARPA project. And then meeting was adjourned at 1:26 p.m. Motion by Jamie Notenstein, second by Billy Clean. Vote is 23 approved, 0 opposed, and 3 abstain. Signed by Dylan Curley, 6/10/24.
Thank you. I'll call the top overview, the last meeting minutes from June 10th, 2024. You want to have a motion? Ronaldo? Willie? Second? Curtis? 3 ayes. We have a motion and a second. Questions, comments, concerns? Going once, wherever holy peace. All right, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
22 and 23 with it.
Opposed? Abstain? Chair not voting. Okay, approval of the last meeting minutes from June 10, 2024 passes with 23 approval, 0 opposed, 4 abstained, chair not voting.
Simona said she wants to be able to do the presentation first because she has to leave in 15 minutes or remember student.
Okay. All right, on the agenda, we're coming to the presentations. So, we have a request from one of our presenter, because she has to leave in 15 minutes for her meeting. We'll go ahead and give her the floor first, and then we'll go, according to the, agenda. Oh, she's not even on here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give the floor to, what's her name?
Hi, it's Simeona Beasley. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. Could I make a request and go ahead and just, remove your mask so we can hear you clearer?
Yeah, let me just get this my coworker out of the office really quick. Hold on a sec.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry, we share spaces here. Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm gonna share a presentation I have. It says I can't share while other participants are sharing.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So Siya Simeona Beasley and siya Kiani Neshla Batani Bashishchi, Ashi Dashache Tatni Sani Dashanale. I am from the Educational Opportunity Centers, and I did graduate from NAU with my master's and bachelor's, but I went to school at Tehachapi High School and graduated from there. And one of the things that I noticed when I was in that community was at that time, there was a lack of educational resources. So when I started working for NAU and found programs that could help the community, this is one of the programs I wish that I had. So our program is a federally funded TRIO program. So TRIO programs are programs that are created to help students provide a pathway to college. Usually you hear about TRIO programs in high schools. Our program is unique because it is for the community. And our program is 100% funded by the Department of Education. We are not funded from any outside resources. And because it's a grant, we have obligations to meet to have our grant renewed every single year. One of those obligations we have is that we need to have 1,500 participants per grant year. That's one of them. And our team covers Northern Arizona and NAU statewide locations. And I don't want you all to get caught up on the NAU part because our program is unique because we actually don't recruit for NAU. We do work out of NAU, but we can help provide services for any school in the US. In our program, we do have a small team but all of us are kind of stationed at different places. So for myself, I'm actually at Flagstaff and I work out of the Coconino Community College. That's where they're hosting me. And I also work at NAU. You'll see that some of our coordinators work out in Yavapai, some CCC, and then some of them travel out in the Navajo County. And we are available to students in person, by Zoom, or even by phone, because we know that access to technology isn't always readily available, but we want to be available. So if you can't come see us in person, we still can reach out to you to help, and we do travel. So when it comes to our grant, the people that we're helping are people who are looking for a high school equivalency. Maybe they want to get their GED. Maybe they want to go to college, and they don't want to go to college for a degree, a license, or certificate. We are covering all those people. With our grant to be refunded, we are primarily helping adults that are 19 years and older. Again, our program is a little unique from those high schools because we're trying to help adults. Maybe if they want to go back to get their GED, maybe they want to go to college, or maybe they're looking for help for career resources. Our residents, they live in Coconino, Apache, Navajo, Yavapai, and Mojave. And then our people that we are serving are primarily first generation students or low income. And if they're not, we still have room for students who do not meet the requirements for a grant because we don't turn away students, potential students. So this is where we can help you. We are a resource. So we provide free services, again, to admission to any college. So when I say we're helping with help, it's like helping the process of how to apply to college. We can sit down with a student and help them with the paperwork it takes to get to college, to understand how they get there, to help them navigate like they need, where they need to get their transcripts, how they're supposed to write that essay, who are they supposed to mail this information to. We have the time to help those students work through that process. We also have in our program vouchers for students who are going through a GED program. And we can pay those final 4 subject tests, which amount to $164 here in Arizona. We have vouchers to help those students. It's a real easy process to get that. So we can help with that. We specialize and do, I would say 95% of the appointments that we meet with students is on financial aid counseling. We will sit with the student and talk to them about, if they are new students, what the process is of going to college for financial aid, what that process looks like, how to apply for it. If they're returning students, we need to talk to them about, what was your financial aid like in the past? Do you know how to apply to financial aid now? Do you understand what it takes to keep your financial aid? Or if they haven't been to school for a long time, we'll go through that process as well. We really try to help students go to college and be financially secure, because a lot of students are going to college and not keeping their financial aid because maybe they didn't understand the process for it, or they didn't know where to apply for it. And then they're taking out student loans, they're paying out of pocket, they're having their parents take out Parent Plus loans. All those things we cover. We also help with scholarship searches, and we also are trained on the FAFSA application. We have training every single month on these, so we're staying up on what the issues are and how to help. We also help with students applying to scholarships, how to apply, write essays for scholarships. The lady there that's doing the presentation has helped so many students get the Cobell scholarship this year. And then we also understand that sometimes students might be on a different pathway and they're not going to college. We can help them with career searches, job searches. We have partnerships with the Navajo Nation Workforce Development Office. We have friends and allies in the self-reliance, the programs, and then community resources. Sometimes students come in and say they need help with food stamps, or they just found out they're pregnant. Where do they need to go? We have resources because we are also part of the Arizona at Work network, and we are part of one of their community programs, so we can help. Our biggest resource for you all is just that we are free and we're available to help if you need it. Our grant will continue if people show up and use it. And right now, a lot of people are starting to come back. We know that the pandemic had a big issue with students' interest in school, so we want to make it easier. Here are just a few of, I mean, I'm going to say a very few amount of this workshops we've done in the past to help the students. And you can see some of the partnerships and places we've been, like the Net College, first generation programming here at NAU, with the Tuba City Library. We go where we're needed and we create these workshops for the people in the community that wants us to be there and wants to provide these services for students. And it's all free. Typically, we just need like 2 weeks in advance to know what you're looking for. We need a location, and we just need people to show up. So one of the upcoming workshops that we have created is going to be happening at the Navajo Nation Library. And I know that's quite a different distance away, but this is just an example of something we're providing. And this is something that we could provide as well on the western side, the Western Agency, so we don't have students going all the way to the Navajo Nation Library to do this. But this one's unique because we are going to be giving, raffling off some graphing calculators that we know students need. We have backpacks that have some, we're going to fill with some school supplies. So this is things that we can also do for you. And again, we can only help if we are asked to. One of the things that I've come to realize is it's really hard to stay in a grant, especially one that we know is helpful, but people are not taking advantage of, which is one of the reasons why I sent out that letter to your chapter house, which included our flyers and included the letter. But I also sent out 54 letters to other chapter houses in Arizona, to the current and the past Navajo Nation presidents, to the ONSFA, to the Tribal Commission, because I really, really know that this program would be helpful. And I want it to continue because, again, I am from a community that needed a resource for this. And I've met so many students at our tabling events that says, I don't understand student loans. I know I took them out, but I don't know what kind. I'm going to college and I'm asking my parents to pay for it. It's like, no, you don't have to. We have tribal scholarships you could apply for. Or my mom and my dad want me to go to college and I don't know what to go to college for, but I know I have to go. These are really big issues that I want our program to help to address. And we will be there again as long as people use us. Our grant year is ending August 31st, and we have time to come out and create these events for you. We are here to help. If you want to start referring students to us, they can use our main EOC email. They can call us at our phone line. They can check out our website, or they can go to our social media pages. On our Facebook page, we have a blend of the resources we have. I was just out at Cameron Chapter House last week giving presentations. There's scholarship opportunities that we put out there, some of the things we've done in the past. On our Instagram page, it's more of like what we've done so you can see where we're going, how we're traveling, how we're trying to reach people. And then right now we're in the process of trying to make something for the Hopi community. And this is just an example of some of the things that we can create for you. We could do this in a day. It would just take about 2 weeks to plan. But we are here for you. We will continue to be here for you as long as our grant gets renewed and we're showing that we're helping students in our community, new students, interested students. And again, this is not just for students, this is also for parents as well. Because parents also still need this information if their student is going to college. So we will be happy to meet with parents to answer questions. Maybe the parent wants to go back to school. Maybe the parent wants to get their GED. That's all our demographic. We see students from 19 to 85. It doesn't matter. We are here for you. So that's my presentation. I did send the flyers to the community leaders there to have with all of my information as well. Any questions?
Okay, thank you for the report. Other questions? College, what about this lady that needs some of these assistance? This is the person you need to contact. There are flyers, I think, out on our bulletin. There are some over on the table. Other those kids.
How old do you have to be to go to college? Even like I'm 56, if I want to go back to college, would that be
There's
possible?
there's no age limit. No age limit. You just need to meet with someone on what college you want to go to and then go through the process. The only thing that might be a little difficult is getting transcripts, but we can work that out.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Go back to college. It's fun.
Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you.
And thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for your information, and we do have the flyers out for them. So, Einstein, thank you so much. You have
Thank you.
you can be excused and you can stay online if you want.
Okay.
So, have a good
Thank you
day.
all.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Automastole, the grazing official said the turkey might be burning, so he's gonna go and do, do his report, and then he's gonna go get the turkey. All right, hold on.
I'll do fast. I told them that, grazing official, we're doing our tallies, we're towards the last end of it. Adam's home. Hopefully that we're going to be done today and tomorrow. You know, forget about the meetings that I have. We have a meeting today, tomorrow, and it's Wednesday. 3 more meetings I have to attend. But we want to try to run it through. To get it done. So with that. So Randy, McGee, if you have a meeting, Rand, we don't tell that castration, horse, bulls, calf, Rand, we do those other shots. So you just go if you want shots for your livestock, we can do that. We'll let you know. Yeah, so some have to bring in their livestock, so even they agree with that. So, like I told you, this is my last term. The time is up. So we want to rest. Chicken 30. This. So we have fun. So taking care of your livestock and everything. So we just say, take care of, supplemental feeding, especially some having to pick up their hay, just in the barn over here, they don't, they kind of let them take all their hay, that's all that. So we have a long time coming, so, we don't, I was in the just, they need. So, ini apa yang kita ambil itu, transportation, we have to leave that, so, just keep in mind, and take good care of your livestock, not something. Jadi, they need to invest in your cat, so, like, I got to pick up the turkeys to come back, so, okay, thank you.
Jerry? Fishing hay, oh, how do you get the hay, man?
That's on it. Your last tally count, you get your tally count, you bring your, permit and everything,
Okay.
every county. Okay, that, how about you?
They have the applications over there at the office, you fill out the application. They need a copy of your ID, your CID, your permit, and your,
Okay,
2023 tally count. That's what they need, they'll make copies of that, and then they'll give you a slip of how many hay, bales of hay you're gonna get. And then you go over to the warehouse and pick it, they'll load it for you over there. It's not a, for that. Of course, I thought they can use the permit holders, their hay, so that's the process. Application, ID, CID, permit, and, tally count, 2023 tally count. They would obviously have to do. And then the process will go from there to over there, and you have your hay. Okay. Thank you so much for the grazing rep, giving us a small report. Although, I went ahead and excused them to go get the, turkeys. Today, we are having a turkey dinner, because we're in celebration of the groundbreaking of the warehouse. So, Abe and Nachiko, Kaji David Herman Daniels, our council delegate. I think right now they're busy with a lot of meetings, just like Robert. Because of a lot of things has changed, so, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the legislative district assistant, Chanel Robert Black Jr.
Live Santiago, Ado Kill Santiago, not so easily. Ado, Jeff, and Ado, Yani, Asti, Society, Cheney, for Herman Daniels, ici que now the GNA they object for the other shot they on that other shot but no she shot as game in Nanko which another shot is shot for the we what that's I know that they and called other thing they shot a lot the report that was printed oh yes okay but if you get a copy, or you'll put it on the screen too, the first part of the report from Mr. Daniels, this is all the legislations that are now in the process. Most of the ones I listed are on 5-day hold, meaning that since the legislation was dropped, understand 5 days is a comment period where you can send in what you think about the legislation that they're considering. I listed the ones that I think or I thought were most I guess relevant to our situation. The the Navajo Hopi Land Commission office, they're seeking a supplemental allocation for $250,000 so they can hire additional personnel to work with the office to help expend their American Rescue Plan Act dollars, they $14 million, for people that are living in the NPL or Navajo Petition Land or Beneficiaries area. So ARGH chief organization, they basically locate the executive director, Sarah Slim. So the sponsors, again, Casey Alcott, Johnson, and Christine Curley, the speaker. Aronan couldn't get a third attempt to get money for summer youth. This time it's by Les Duriazi. He's a delegate from Church Rock area who replaced that thing. So Ajit Anonymous, so the being actually I think that the last day is either today or tomorrow, so we start taking it to the committees to start hearing, and whatever committees are assigned to. PA Navajo Nation Fair, not a kid, so she, Ajay Johnson, and the Yoshi, or we that, agency. So, there's two legislations that deal with opposing, decriminalizing the use of peyote. So one's by Eugenia Charles Newton, and the other one's by George Toth, so 0141 and 0131. They're opposing decriminalizing peyote, meaning that if it's decriminalized, it can be bought publicly, just like they did with cannabis, where you can now buy marijuana if you're the right age. Peyote, there's a national movement for that. But the Native American church members or people that are opposed to this these two legislations that are now going to be going through the process. So currently, or Daniel Day, he wants them to get together and just make it one legislation, so we have one legislation going on without any cases. So, but in the meantime, they have two of them. The hospitality, lease by for the operation of the business site at Boonies. For the process of the business site, basically is with San Juan County. So now they're transferring that site to Navajo Nation Hospitality, so they're doing the lease. But eventually, they're also looking at making that area trust land, so that the taxes that are generated within that little section where the Booney Lodge operation is taking place, they must eligible, they have San Juan County. So the land's been converted to trust, is going to nomination. So they are going to be and then the mission site is these are RGB amendments in Casey Allen sponsorship for churches mission site so the other activities, the budget process is going on. All the 3 branches, they usually have a 3-branch chiefs agreement to agree on the money that's being identified on how much is going to be spent where. Law and Order Committee, which Mr. Daniel is a member of, they're going to be holding budget hearings for the departments that they oversee. This department where to have people should be us and the EA will be looking at their budgets for next year. Like this like earlier, I said that the lease transfer for Gooding's property, Chico, and Chico House, the Health Committee, the division director confirmed that they had all that, so it was referred back to Navi. Budget and Finance Committee, Finance Committee are holding work sessions with the committees to agree on how the money will be spent for next year. The CNY 28-24, the one that was item B to President Langren. Jay, a week and a half ago, when we had Charles Lee on that people that were on the stand were providing clear answers, so they wanted Mr. Langren, President Langren, to come in for the next meeting to answer the questions that they have. They're relooking at buildings that, but initial, he's also working on the continuation of, getting this year's, plans in place for them, that will take to another round of, Shanto, they're working on their strategic work session, including, Shanto Hotel construction update, which is gonna be a couple of days or tomorrow. I can't get this Wednesday. There'll be, scheduling meetings for, the corrective action plan. And this will be done after, the summer session, the nomination council summer session. It starts next Monday. So after that, she along with TDK, she will be asking for meeting basically. We have scheduled them for the corrective action plan, discussion, so that we have to reschedule. The delegate commends the chapter staff on what we did today on their projects that they're working on, including the starting of warehouse construction activities. So, she's also looking forward to assisting with the legislation issues so to see if we get reimbursement for, funds that were lost during the pandemic period. Much better to the cases and, going on there. He's got the Utah Navajo Commission meeting tomorrow, because he did meet with the Navajo Mountain, the Jacob chapter areas, and, which means Con at Great Mesa. And then he, looking forward to all the activities that are planned for the summer. Shanto Rodeo, July 2021. Ojito Community Celebration, July 27th. On the Ethnic Days on August 3rd. So, delegate, Daniel, the report, thank you. Shirosha, I'm headed to opinion right now, so.
No. Okay, thank you very much. Motion on the announcement. Are there questions?
One question, say, youth program, can we have a request, a list of who voted against this youth program, as far as the council, they are, see who they are? Do we have the right to request that? Let's put it out there, see who was and who didn't. Because some of us are pissed off. The kids are already going back to school. We do ours early so they can go shopping for school. That was always our plan, but somebody screwed up. Sorry about the language, but sometimes you just have to talk like this to get the people moving. If you try to be polite and be courteous, they're going to say, I'll sit on it again.
If you go to that website that's still showing right now, it'll show that.
Print it out. Let's put it out there, see who it was.
It'll show who voted and voted against it. So, but the main issue that they had issues with is that a lot of these chapters had large amounts still in their summer release funds, and they won't spend it. And then some of the delegates tried to remedy it, saying that you could cut out of these names, and the way that they came up with it is that we'll give you 50,000 if you have zero balance, but if you have 25,000, we'll give you 25,000. But if you have anything over 50,000, then we won't give you an allocation. But at the end of the fiscal year, if you still have money in this year's allocation, let's say that 50,000 was given to you and you didn't spend 10,000, that's going to go back to nominations coffers. I don't know. But how they done that? And they voted 15 in favor, 2 opposed, and 6 were excused. Then you didn't pass it without me, because if you're in the laws, if the nomination allocates a fund to the chapters, they can't take it back. And the only way they can do it is if they waive that law. And then in order to waive the law, you need to have 16 votes. So they lost 1 vote. They lost 9. So then now, that's where we're at now.
There's lists.
So Sherman Yazzie and Lamardo Azareth are the ones that voted against it. The one from Delcom and let's see.
Those are the ones that are excused too.
they were excused, so I don't know where they were.
Yeah, see what I mean? We need to hear vote. So they got something else, planning somewhere else.
So all the legislation that I showed to you or talked about was all in that website. That's a public website. Access to that, you can see it. Just like the one with peyote issues, they're different. So that's why Herman is asking, why do we have two? We should just have one and agree on it, then move that forward. But the council's the council, so.
Okay, check the chat. Thanks, I did.
Okay, thank you. You may be safe. Go without a license. Be safe on the road.
I'm gonna check it.
Okay, so on we go. I'll go ahead and give the floor to Mr. Ammon Parker to give us his presentation.
Grazie, Shane Parker Chia. I'm here on behalf of the County Attorney's Office and also as a candidate for county attorneys in Coconino County. I know that this chapter has Navajo County as well as part of the chapter. Just as an update, on a couple of things that we're noticing with the County Attorney's Office, and I came here a few months ago to talk about this as well. Scams and identity theft are continuing to be a big problem. Not just here, but everywhere. Yesterday, I got a text message that said I had a UPS package, and it asked me to click on a link. And that's not anything, that's just a scam. That's a very common one, but we've also had recently, a friend of mine actually was called and said, the person on the call said, I'm from the sheriff's office, I have a warrant for your arrest. You need to pay this amount of money, otherwise you're going to come arrest you. And I can just tell you, because I work with the sheriff's office, they don't call you, they'll just arrest you if you have a warrant. So that's a scam, and we learned that one of the people that was doing this was actually in prison in Georgia making these phone calls. So it's a very tricky time, especially with artificial intelligence now, that they can use voices that sound like relatives to make calls. So just be very careful out there, especially on Facebook and social media. Make sure that you're not accepting invitations or sending money to people over Facebook, and it could be someone that's just cloned a Facebook profile. So just be very careful about scams. Also, I'm sure everyone's aware of the couple of events that have happened recently in Navajo Nation, Cameron shooting, also something recently in Tuba City. And I know a lot of folks have been concerned about not being alerted about some of these events, but they haven't been, if the police are involved, they don't know that it's happening in their communities. There is an alert system, if you don't know, on Navajo Nation, there's an alert system, and you can all sign up for it, it's free, by texting 888-777, texting that number, and you just type in Navajo Nation, all one word, no spaces. Navajo Nation, text that to 888-777, and it'll sign you up for an alert system. And it'll text you if, for instance, there's a major incident, like a shooting is happening in the community. If the police are 3 8s and 3 7s, 888, 777. The county, Coconino County, also has an emergency system that alerts you of incidents like flooding, fires, and those types of things. And you need to go online to sign up for that, but it's a free service as well. If you go to the Coconino website, .gov/ready, there's a list of emergency services that will alert you about fires, about highway incidents, things like that. So I know this has been a concern, and we're also, as Coconino County government, we're also working with Navajo Nation about kind of a centralized resource center for these types of emergencies, so people are not unaware of those things. So let me talk to you a little bit about candidacy. I'm running for county attorney. My boss, Bill Ring, is retiring. He is, he's endorsing me. He's actually picked me. I've been the chief deputy position for the last couple of years. That means I oversee the operations of the county attorney's office. About 22 attorneys and 30 or so support staff. And a lot of people I know come in and talk about, they promise things, right? We're promised to do X, Y, and Z. Well, let me tell you about the things I've already done in this office, because I've been in the office for 14 years. I've been a prosecutor for that entire time. I've prosecuted murder cases, domestic violence cases, sexual assault cases, child molestation cases. That's basically what I did for the majority of my work until I became the chief deputy and oversaw the operations of the office. Since I've been the chief deputy, I've done a few things. One is I serve as the chair of the Community Engagement Committee, which is really, what we're trying to do is get access to justice for folks that live far away from Flagstaff, because Flagstaff is not Coconino County. It's one town in Coconino County. We know that it's so much bigger than that. And I know that a lot of people have a hard time going to court if they're living out here, for instance. It took me 2 hours from Flagstaff to come up here today. So just from that, I can understand if you have court in Superior Court, Flagstaff, how hard that is for family members, victims of crime, etc., to have to go down there and participate. So we had court in Page. Superior Court judge came up to Page, and we handled cases up in Page, which made it a lot easier for people that are living out in that area and around this area as well. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to have a similar event in the city as well. So we're trying to get access to justice, making sure that's easier for people. We're also quashing warrants. I know a lot of people are nervous about going to Flagstaff to do shopping if they have a warrant for not paying a fine from 2 decades ago or whatever, and afraid they're going to get picked up. I see people covering their faces like this is happening to them. So we have dismissed approximately 400 cases so far. These are decades old. Some of these cases are like 20 years old. People that didn't pay a fine and there's a warrant outstanding. We're just getting rid of those because it's not helping our system. It's not helping the people that live out here that want to move on with their lives and they don't know if they have a warrant or nervous about it. So we're going to put that on our website shortly so that you'll be able to see if there's a warrant and if it's been dismissed. I can tell you that there are over 7,000 of these warrants in Flagstaff Justice Court alone. We're going to be working with Paige on some of these as well. We're also trying to make sure we're hiring folks from the community. So when I started working, there was a young lawyer named Chris Ticini who worked in my office. He was the only Navajo prosecutor. And I worked with him in Justice Court for a while, and then he moved on. I think he actually ran for president. And then moved on to another thing out here. So he was the only Navajo prosecutor we had until now. I just hired a young lady named Candace Littlefoot. Her dad's from Cavito area, and I think it's important that we hire from our community so that we reflect the values of our county, which is not just again Flagstaff, not just Inscription House, but it's a lot of other places, right? Williams, Page, Fredonia. So we want to make sure we reflect that in our hiring. I've also been engaged, and I think I spoke about this the last time I was here about missing murdered Indigenous persons and making sure that we're identifying ways to solve these issues that we're seeing. I developed a cold case unit. So this is a unit that helps prosecute these cases that are old or have lost a lot of momentum. We are reviewing a case right now that is 20 years old. A young Navajo young man was murdered about 20 years ago outside of Flagstaff. We're reviewing a case from the sheriff's office and trying to resolve that case. We have a prosecutor assigned to those cases specifically who is state renowned. He's prosecuted cold cases throughout his career. So we're excited about that unit and excited to see if we can help bring some resolutions to some of these cases that have been outstanding for a long time. I also developed a human trafficking unit. Again, the very first time we've had this in Coconino County. And I know a lot of you are aware of relatives who have been scammed through these rehab centers, right, in Phoenix and other places, and then left out on the street. That's a human trafficking scam. And there are all kinds of scams related to sex and money and, again, these rehab centers. So we have a human trafficking unit, prosecutors assigned to that specific task to make sure that we're prosecuting those cases and identifying those cases. About a year ago, I also created a diversion program that would connect drug users to treatment. Because you guys know that if someone is addicted to drugs and they go to prison and then they come back out, do you think the prison is going to solve that drug addiction? It doesn't, right? They come back into our communities with the same problems. So we need to connect those folks with treatment. So I developed a diversion program outside of the jail. As soon as they're booked in the jail, they can sign a contract that will connect them to treatment. And if they are successful and they stay law-abiding, then we don't even charge the case. And so that's one of these new programs we started about a year ago, and it's been very successful so far. We're going to continue expanding on that. We also have a specialty court for recovery court, or it's called recovery court for substance abuse folks. That's an alternative to prison. We have a veterans court as well for veterans to get them connected to treatment. And we have a mental health court because mental illness is also a major problem in all of our communities. The last thing I wanted to mention is we're starting a peacemaking program in Coconino County Superior Court. It's the very first time peacemaking will be introduced into Arizona courts, as far as I know. I've been working with Rosine Charlie, she's the peacemaking official in Tuba City, and she's been coming to our office and talking about this program. We're going to contract with Navajo Nation as a plan to, for some of these cases that can be resolved through peacemaking and don't have to go through the adversarial process of our county courts. I've already talked to the judges and a lot of our partners and criminal justice partners, and everyone's very excited about that. So again, this is what I've already done. These aren't promises for the future. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm running in a primary, which means that July 30th is the vote that counts. That's the day, that's election day for me. I'm running as Democrat, against another Democrat. July 30th is election day. I love your support. I love to continue doing the work I'm already doing in the county attorney's office. Again, I'm the only candidate who has prosecution experience, only candidate who has run the county attorney's office as the chief deputy spot. And I'm also endorsed by Jonathan Nez, Patrick Kai, all the board of supervisors, and others in the party as well. So I have a lot of support, and I think that means that people know I can work with people well. I collaborate. I understand, and I think anybody in leadership understands that you can't do this alone. You need help, and you need to be able to work with people. And I think those endorsements show that I can do that. So I love your support, and I thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
Yes, ma'am.
What procedures do you go by for a day theft?
What procedures? In terms of the investigation or the...
Well, it's identity theft happened to you.
Oh, if it happened to you, what do you do?
Yes.
Okay, I can give you some resources. There are really three resources. One is you can call your local police agency, so Navajo Nation. They'll probably connect you with another agency, which is a federal agency. So FCC does a lot of work with identity theft, and there's a website you can go on, and you can fill out a little form, and it'll give you some resources. Sometimes what they'll ask you to do is to call your credit agencies and to stop anything that's happening with the credit agencies. So I can give you those websites. I have them off the top of my head, but I can show you those.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one way that they can help. Yeah, that's the first thing that I would do is just contact law enforcement because they'll want to make a report and then they'll give you information about who else to talk to.
Okay, what if it happened to your child then?
Your child? Your child?
8 years old.
Oh, like they use the 8-year-old's identity? Yeah, same thing. I mean, luckily the 8-year-old won't have a credit history that can get ruined, right? Because they're just a child. But yeah, people are using the identity for all kinds of things. Like if someone's getting arrested and they'll say, they'll give a fake ID or whatever, or they'll open up a credit card. So yeah, it's important to make sure you contact FCC or these other agencies to make sure that there isn't this false record being created on your child. But it's the same process. You want to call the police and notify them of that.
So, he or she is having trouble these days, with their identity theft, cash in and things like that.
Yeah. You're having trouble right now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would do those things, but I'll write down the agencies to talk to, and I'll get that to you right after I'm done speaking. Does that help? Yeah.
Remember the 22
Yeah,
to
but,
25th?
like, there's an emergency situation, like a shooting, like we're talking
Right.
about, or a fire, or something that has
Major incident.
major incident.
Yeah.
Out here, I guess you have a website,
I can
we
get-
hear
I can get it
about it
from
maybe
the 15th
a
to the
day,
19th,
2 days later,
which is
what
what I said.
happened?
I know.
We didn't know whether that person went this way and came in here in the community, did
Because,
something else.
yeah,
Exactly.
And then
from here,
nobody knows.
Things
Since
like
we got
that.
the website, I guess, we need to broadcast it out there. Not unless it's something like a top secret investigation or something like that. We don't want to broadcast that,
Right.
but other emergency, if there's like a manhunt,
Yeah.
a rapist or one that's on the run, yeah, we all need to go as a community. The whole,
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
babies, you know, just like they do with the signs on the, down the road,
Crash come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
We got,
Well, that's exactly the point, right? So we had that shooting in Cameron, and that's not far from where I live, and nobody knew where this guy was for a couple of days. He ended up in Tuba City, and people were going to school. You know, like nobody knew what to do, and nobody knew about it. Or they're getting it on Facebook, and that was like, hours later, or the wrong information. So part of the problem, I'll just tell you, is the alert system is great, but law enforcement also has to tell that to the person that's shooting these messages out or texting them out. So that's the other thing, we're working with law enforcement on that. The problem with this one in Cameron was that it was the feds, it's FBI,
yeah.
and they just don't cooperate the same way. So, we're trying to get that worked out so that we're all notified of these things, so we're not walking down the street not knowing if someone's, running from the police.
Chicken.
But, okay, no more questions? All right, thank you all.
You got our
Let's
vote.
confirm.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you very much. So, July 30th is primary, so if you go Otto, Mr. Ross Firstresser wants to say a few words to you. So, Eyal Kabatato, yeah. Okay.
Thank you for this opportunity, I appreciate it. Yate? Everyone looking on the building on the check? Okay, July 30th is coming up real quick here. This is a long year and a half. And I do thank you all for your support in this, about 23, 24 more days for the primary. And I do appreciate the support you have. As far as what I have been doing, what I am doing. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Tonawea, and I've been asked to present to the youth summer workers at Tonawea a future. They get involved in a future plan, whatever it may be, in their career, schooling, and social. To light a fire under them, to get their lives in order and together. This is something much better calendars for. I was invited to Tonawea again to participate in the activities we're having on the 26th of this month, which is this coming, this next Friday, the 26th. And they asked me to participate, and I'm going, sure. what kind of participation do you want? And they go, well, we're having a dunk test. And I said, oh, okay. So you're gonna dunk the belly down of the chicken, right? And they all laughed, I said, yes. So yes, everyone here will have the opportunity to dunk me and dunk me. It's the benefit totally, and I think the kids are the ones that got this involved, the youth workers. I was talking to them, I never got a hold of the staff members. The kids talked to me and emailed me and asked me to participate in this. So I got a feeling it's them that's doing this whole thing, which is really good. It helps them organize, it helps them teach them to organize events, which I think is crucial in their life. And along with that is that there also has some door prizes, and I think some food is going to be involved also at the same time. I don't know the time, they haven't told me that, so I need to find that out. The 26th of this month, come on down and see if you can get the villa run of the chick.
In Red Lake?
No.
Into Red Lake?
Oh, yeah, into Red Lake, yeah. About this high. You have to push me down until I get my way. So, talk about it. I just want to let you know again, thank you for your support. I've just been told that I'm part of the woodwork in this place. I show up so much. I am a constant reminder of representation, which is so important in this county. So especially in the rural areas of the reservation. It must have been done, that's the needs to take place. And I think if you have seen that in the last year and a half that I've been here, and that's going to continue. That's going to continue. That's what's important. We've got to be able to know what's important to those communities. And in turn, that way you can do your job as a member of the board of supervisors. To assist them in what is important to that community at that time. And helping the manager and helping the staff and the officers to be able to do their job and help them to serve you. So thank you very much for your consideration for giving me this. It would be much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, county elections. Primary election is happening on July 30th, and on that day is also the nomination primary election. So they worked so hard to make it on the same day so that people don't have to take days off, different days off to do the primaries. So July 30th is Johnny nomination will be here at the State G Day at the Ts'ah Bii Community Church. The election board, the G Day nomination. So, all right. That'll conclude our reports for the presentation, reports and presentation. So today, not a new business. The resolutions, the resolutions that so. Ako audit that the kapori then now association to is in the side other basically a but is a number one again activities so other how
New business number one, TPK 2024-190.001, accepting and approving the June 2024 budget report. Again, like everybody else, I've stated in our meetings, is everybody has access to look at our reports. So, come on. Ts'ah Bii number one, general activity fund, we have $7,475.01. Personnel and travel is $92,227.99. Number three is trust funds and land claims is $9,670.72. Number 8 is the summer youth employment of $2,495.88. Housing discretionary is $16,607.57. Local governance grant is the $9,642.45. Chapter official stipend is $13,003. Scholarship general fund, $14,244. Scholarship claim fund is $4,316. PEP, which is $31,682.62. Veterans, we have $8,988.78. Emergency, we are at $58,331.37. Chapter maintenance and operations is $7,360.08. Nomination sales is we're at $1,670.22. Agricultural fund, we are at $3,278.47. Unhealthy food tax, we're at $102.90. The ARPA fund projects, we're at $403,258.78. Bringing a total of $684,352.87.
Okay. We were, given the budget, what the balances are, and now I need a motion. Curtis? Three ayes. Second? Billy King. Questions, comments, concerns? One thing is sad is we're no longer a $1 million chapter. One thing I do want to say is, remember how, the LDA was saying about the summer youth program? Some summer youth, like employment, look what our amount is. We use our funding. $2,495.88, they submitted. Okay. Remember, Delbert's always telling us that we can go into the WIN system and look at other chapters and their budgets. So, North region, which is consisting of Ojeto, Nantsan, Shanto, all those are weekend. I just showed you what our amount is. So if you go into the WIN system, you can look at, which one do you have?
Shanto.
Shanto. Shanto, summer youth, $20,930 tonight. Ojeto,
1 million.
wow. $90,264.96.
Can we take a kiss that way?
Although not just on. Not just on. $58,295.03.
Is that with the Paiute Nation or separate?
That's for Navajo.
Almost a million, a little over a million, no? Let's see.
$58,253.48.
46.
46. A Lebanon council delegates. They're having a hard time. Why are we being punished? We use our money, Jefferson Shea. Give us the money, because everybody now, summer youth didn't get hired this summer. We didn't have a summer youth, because we use our money. Colton Bailey. So between the three,
Four. All four of us.
Huh?
All four of us.
Oh yeah, so between the four chapters, that's how much summer youth program is. But like I told you, okay, less than 2,500. Which is, so between the three other chapters, that's how much money there is.
Left in their accounts.
It's like, I wish we had that money. We hire the whole entire youth of the Ts'ah Bii kid. That's what we would do, and get a lot of maintenance or anything like that. And here done, maybe we would have had benches and tables, picnic tables outside for our shelter over there. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that. What they were talking about. But you can go into that wind system, WIND, Navajo Nation wind system. Auto, you can go in there as a guest and you can look at any chapter. Show them to the city. I want to show you this too, in Western Agency. For the next year, can you come? Or Tonamis, there's a little. That's Tuba City. But look at their total budget,
15 million.
15 million. And you wonder how? The reason why is the taxes that they collect, the local taxes, they don't share with anybody else, it stays at that chapter.
But the sales tax revenue, 6 million. The hotel, half a million. The outdoor market is 43,000. So the vendors that pay, 43.
And they also get state funds, federal funds, I think it was. Some of these chapters, they get those kind of funding, like, okay, we don't get state fund or county funds. But some of these chapters do. So I'm gonna look into that and see how we can get some of that.
Look at their unhealthy food tax.
Unhealthy food tax. That's how much they get because of the voters they have. So those are some of the budgets. You can look at any 110 chapters budget. You can look at it and find that there are several chapters that are $1 million chapters. So, any questions on our budget? Comments or concerns? Yes?
Thank you, Ali. You're not funny, but you're servants. But I will trade. On that, you say some, get funding from the state. I talked to some people about that, Ross,
First Justice.
district supervisor,
Oh.
hey, no, this, why can't we get, state to help with these county roads around here? First thing he said is, we don't pay taxes. We don't pay taxes. That's what he told me. So, we don't mind going to pay Flagstaff, Farmington, Gallup, New York, pay taxes out there. Why can't we just do it?
We have a
Man,
resolution.
your sovereignty,
We have a tax.
your sovereignty,
Now,
none of it, it's not. So we need to do something about it. Yeah, that's all, I kind of floated it up to the surface. Okay, I spoke, see if anybody has any of their information. How did they get state funding that we don't have here? So,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, that's a very good question to ask. And that is true, under the Upper Reservation, we don't pay county taxes or, state taxes. But we do, no matter what, state federal tax. So regardless of living on or off the reservation, everybody pays federal tax. So federal, sympathy people, and say, give us some of that tax money back. So anyways, so, all right, and then we will probably go forth with, as a certified chapter, looking at all funding grants, where there's assistance, looking at all funding. And then working on our own ordinance here to add 2%, 2 cents, 3% to our local tax here for the store and the store down there. And then we're supposed to actually, any vendor supposed to add those taxes to their to their sales. So if we do that, we will end up paying here at the store 9%, 6% goes to the amalgamation, about 3% will come back, the other 3% will come here. So just adding those between these two stores is gonna help bring in funds into our chapter. That we can, how we budget that here. Malcolmation can't tell us that, you have to put it here. Put it towards this, put it towards that. Okay, so on with the vote. All those in favor, raise your hands.
Seven. 27. Elroy, how do you vote? $27.
Okay, opposed? Abstain? Okay. TBK 2024-190-001. Passes with 27 approval, 0 opposed, 10 abstain, chair not voting. Number 2.
Number 2, TBK 2024-190-002, accepting and approving the monthly cash receipt deposits for June 2024 in the amount of $726.45 as budgeted.
Okay, motion? Priscilla? Second? Mary Alice? Questions, comments, concerns? Then I'll ask for the vote. All those in favor, raise your hands up high.
Elroy, how do you vote?
In favor.
25. Thank you.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay. TBK 2024-190-002 passes with 25 approval, 0 opposed, 11 abstain, chair not voting. Okay, number 3.
TBK 2024-190-003, accepting and supporting the chapter student financial assistance in full-time student applicants who are enrolled 12 credit hours or more for the fall 2024 semester in the amount of $600. And one applicant.
And we have 1 applicant. Okay. And the applicant,
Okay.
okay. We have 1 applicant, Tiara Tissy. Yeah, I think she's here with her mom. Can you come up here and just introduce yourself and what you're gonna go to school for?
I'm going to school this year for my sophomore year at the University of Arizona. Right now, I'm majoring in medicine, and I do tend to profession in being a practitioner nurse.
Okay, you introduce the other practitioner, nurse practitioner, she can be a nurse practitioner. So that's a very nurses is what's needed. That I know in the jobs out there, nurses put the hoye, so we're gonna have, one that's going to school for that, so it's shy, but us, me. Thank you. Motion? Renelda? Willie? Second? Jim? Gotta be fast. No hesitation. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Uh, Yes.
Madam Boucher, they do the chapter get a report on their grade whenever they ask for it?
Yeah, yes, we
Straight A's, please.
Okay, if there's no questions, comments, or concerns, other questions or comments or concerns? All those in favor, please raise your hand. I better see a unanimous.
Thirty. 30.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay, PBK 2024-190-003 passes with 30 approval, 0 opposed, 7 abstain, chair not voting. Number 4.
Okay, number 4, TBK 2024-190-004. Approving and supporting the budget transfer of $1,600 from Fund 21-6416 sewage to Fund 216412 electrical expense $1,600 to cover the shortfalls to date that were not anticipated.
Okay,
Yeah, but
all right then. He's gonna type that in there. But in the meantime, do I have a motion? Mary, Gay. Second? Victoria. Mingo. For just a minute, it's being typed in. So, any questions, comments, or concerns? The food must be good.
It was a quiet turkey.
Yeah. That's good. Donai kito ado to sa hasihi ero da ai tena ya. All those in favor, raise your hands.
27, 28. 28.
Opposed? Abstain? 005. Passes with 28 approval, 0 opposed, 9 abstaining, chair not voting. Okay, next one.
I don't have anything for 5. We'll just skip 5.
Yeah. Because the other ones are already assigned.
Okay, so being that 5, the chapter doesn't have anything for the budget transfer, so we're gonna skip that. Moving on to number 6. TBK 2024-190-006 is accepting and reaffirming the official recognition of the name change from Inscription House Veteran Association to Ts'ah Bii Kin Veteran Association, sponsored by the Ts'ah Bii Kin Veteran Association.
Okay. Okay, number 6. Do I have a motion? When you guys eat other chair, we still need to maintain a quorum. Number 6, Curtis. Motions? Second? Billy?
Billy.
Okay. Okay, motion is made, second is made. Questions, comments, concerns?
It's just a name change, no building yet.
No building, just a name change.
This resolution is for, to officially recognize the name change from Inscription House to Ts'ah Bii Kin, because apparently somebody in Winter Rock says that we didn't officially change the organization's name to Ts'ah Bii Kin from Inscription House, so they are not gonna recognize Ts'ah Bii Kin. Even though after we explained to them that Ts'ah Bii Kin, before it became a certified chapter, we changed the name from Inscription House Chapter to Ts'ah Bii Kin. And all the committees that are under Ts'ah Bii Kin should follow that name change. But again, the Veterans Director and the agency commanders, they don't recognize Ts'ah Bii Kin as a Veterans Association. They only recognize Inscription House as the veteran organization. So this is to change that so Winter Rock can be happy.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
Name change with the building.
Yeah.
Item A. All those in favor, raise your hand.
26, 27.
Okay, opposed? Abstain. Okay, TBK 2024-190-006 passes with 27 approval, 0 opposed, 10 abstain, chair not voting. Number 7.
Number 7 is TVK 2024-190-007, accepting and approving the amended Ts'ah Bii Kin Veteran Association bylaws and plan of operation, sponsored by the Ts'ah Bii Kin Veteran Association. This resolution is to go over our bylaws and our plan of operation. The item is going to be, the only items in here that are being changed is the term limits for the commanders and vice commander and the secretary treasurer. Currently, right now, it was put in place that we only have a commander serve 2 terms, 2 consecutive terms, and then that's it. But being that we don't really have much involvement and whatnot, our current commander is actually going to exceed that the term limit. So this would be his 3rd term as a commander. So right now, what we're doing is we're just amending that to say that there's no term limit for commanders, or vice commander, or secretary treasurer.
Motion? Ronald? Ray now. Accepted? Billy Clean. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, agenda A, put it to the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
Six, 27, 28. Yep.
Opposed? Abstain? EBK 2024-190-007 passes with 28 approval, 0 opposed, 9 abstain, chair not voting. Number 8.
Number 8, TBK 2024-190-008, an act of expressing no confidence in the nomination Veteran Administration Executive Director Bobby Ann Baldwin and calling for the immediate removal due to lack of leadership and trust. Sponsored by the Ts'ah Bii Veteran Association. Again, this resolution is to express our no confidence in the executive director. The reason being is there's multiple resignations within the organization. In fact, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a housing specialist who started, and then on Friday last week, she resigned from her position. So she was only in office for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Again, I'm not too sure if anybody's following, but there's a lot of turnovers within that organization. The second thing of this no confidence is one, that she keeps promising that there's going to be houses for veterans out here in the Western Agency. Ever since she's been in office or been appointed as the executive director, we have not had any construction of any houses in the Western Agency vicinity. The only housing that has been done is in Eastern and Northern. And so she keeps making the excuses that she's working on trying to get things going, but unfortunately we haven't really seen much. And then on top of that, the ARPA funding, she hasn't really done much with that, and we currently have $58 million still allocated and haven't been spent. And we have our timeline coming up at the end of this year. So I don't know how she plans on spending $58 million by the end of this year. So we're expressing our frustration as the veterans to say that she needs to be removed and then new leadership needs to be put in place in order to get our housing started and all the other needs for the veterans out here in Western Agency. The Western Agency Council for the Veterans, they also passed a similar resolution. So we would be one of the first chapters to officially provide a no confidence resolution for the executive director.
Okay, motion? Okay, Gina? Wait. And did I see your hand go up, Jim? You were late again, Curtis. Okay. Motion's been made, second's made. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Ron?
If I admit, veterans, how many veterans names do you have that are from here that are on the vote with you? Do you have a name or?
We have a total of 43 veterans in the organization,
Western or?
just in Ts'ah Bii. In Western, I'm not really too sure. I can get that, but with the veteran organizations, I know there was a vote of, out of 18 chapters, there was a vote of 13 who voted in favor, as far as a no confidence of the executive director. And again, those same reasons that I stated are because of the no confidence. And so, as far as Ts'ah Bii, I and myself, because I'm a veteran, Marine Corps veteran, and also Billy Goodman Jr., an Air Force veteran. Here we have been trying to get the executive director to really push forward our initiatives out here. We have a lot of veterans out here who are in dire need of housings, and we're wanting them to be on that list. But unfortunately, the executive director kept saying that she really doesn't have the communication with us or the Western Agency veterans. She doesn't really provide accurate information or detailed information. I think she's more focused, her priorities are more focused on the Eastern and the Northern agencies, and which is why they're getting their housings built. And so we've expressed our concerns multiple times with the director, and then also the agency commanders and the president. Unfortunately, they are going unheard. So we finally received a report from the executive director 2 meetings ago, after the Western Agency Veterans Organization submitted a no confidence resolution, and she finally came to Inscription House and attended our veteran organization meeting. And the only update we got was that they are working on getting a contractor to provide housing for the Western Agency people, but that has been ongoing since the ARPA disbursements were made to the agency. So we're still waiting on housing.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
How long has she been in office?
About a year and 3/4, about a year and almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Anyone else? Okay, now I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
Twenty-eight.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay, TBK 2024-190-008 passes with 28 approval, 0 opposed, 9 abstained, chair not voting. Number 9.
Number 9 is TPK 2024-190-009, reaffirming resolution number TPK 068 and 007, approving and adopting the Ts'ah Bii chapter virtual hybrid meeting policy for the use of virtual attendance to attend chapter meetings once the Title 26 amendments are finalized.
Okay, motion? Ms. Vaughn? Ruthie? Second? Billy? Clean. Okay, comments, questions, concerns? Yes, Ronald?
So that means, is it telling me that a chapter official cannot be here, can be on Zoom only, or they can do that? Or they can be absent or what, from this meeting?
Okay, we remember a couple months ago?
March, yeah.
Back in March, right?
Yes.
Back in March, remember we passed this policy already? Before the council even passed this, we already got on there. And then in our policy here at the chapter, we put
No.
location of chapter official. Says the chapter official must be present in the meeting room. If an official is unable to attend due to medical issue, attending official chapter business meetings, an approved excuse letter from the chapter president and/or chapter manager is needed in order to claim stipend compensation. So what we're saying is that a chapter official has to be present here in order to obtain their compensation. If they're not here, other than those reasons that's stipulated there, other than those, they cannot be compensated. They can still attend virtually, but they won't be getting paid.
Virtually, don't be a trend too, you know what I mean? Because a
Virtual,
lot of them, we voted in for them here, and they live somewhere else. And that's their advantage of using that, right?
but
But they need to be here,
in order to be paid, if they
but
want,
they won't get paid for the stipend.
yeah, they won't get paid. They have to be here present, and must be here at the, like I am right now talking to you, in order to get paid. If I'm not here and I'm on the computer talking from somewhere else, I can't get paid. Right? So that's how we put it. Shall we tell them what
Yeah.
DOJ said?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we put this to, this policy, once we got, notification that the council passed it to amend Title 26. So this virtual, attendance, Title 26 beats as an amendment. So, the policy, D8 takes it one step further by saying that chapter official must be present at the meeting. So DOJ Roger Brigade, so he said that this policy we have right here is good, but there's only one thing that he had problem with, and that he said mandating the chapter official to be present at the chapter meetings or the planning meeting. yeah, that's the only problem I have with it. Because, you guys are in agreement because you're the one that put this policy. But Nihikedo Yisa, Alle Log, Edo Yashona Dono. Because chapter resolution, or a majority rules, it would be better to put to a referendum, but then we responded back to him and said, Title 2060, in order for a chapter official to be compensated, they must be at the chapter meeting or at the meeting. The word "at" means that, they're at the meeting, not virtually, but at the meeting. So it mandates what you call mandate, that already says that in order to be paid, and that's what we're reiterating in our policy. I could end it, up on this case, referendum. So I talked with several people in the technology conference in Farmington. I talked with them. Kon hito ni DOJ that the snow bahosne. You are a local certified chapter. Your resolution is law for local. Your resolution is law for local chapter. Your local chapter, your resolution, that's law for this chapter. You're not doing a resolution for the rest of 110 chapters, it's for you. So that's already law. So I took it one step further, and before the meeting started, I talked with our county attorney over there. Scenario, the Title 26, I don't get, it makes sense. It makes sense. Having chapter meetings, be at the chapter or at the meetings to be compensated, it makes sense, So we're on the right track with the Shnina Oatna. So everything now, they reiterate a need to say that this is gonna be our policy for Ts'ah Bii chapter. Anything else?
You want the voters, they know, you guys want our approval, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Call for the
I
vote.
like it.
Yes. Patty, go ahead.
Go back to the, policy. To the other one? Yeah, to the policy and procedure.
Hola. Hola. Which one?
So that part you want to add.
Oh, here.
Location. And the last part, it says an improved skills letter from the chapter president or chapter manager is needed in order to claim stipend compensation. So that means that, to me, it says that they still are gonna claim compensation. They're still gonna get paid with an approval letter. That's it. They have a letter. Yeah, but before, when we were talking about it, you said that the official has to be here present to get paid. But
Yeah.
then, the last part, you didn't explain saying that approval letter.
Okay, location of chapter officials required. The first part of it says, the chapter official must be present in the meeting room. The second sentence says, if an official is unable to attend, and then it states due to medical issue or attending a chapter business meeting, then you must have an approved excuse letter from the chapter president and or chapter manager in order to be paid. Because that's the only time that they will attend virtually. Because they're on a medical,
If they're in another meeting and if they're sick, how can they be at it on virtual? What they just, I guess just don't pay them, I guess.
So what I think is, even though it says they must be present, even though it says that they're not gonna get paid, eventually, it's gonna be excused, and eventually they're gonna get paid.
You gotta bet you're gonna get paid now. That's how it says now. Lucky. Good for you.
How can you not excuse it? I mean, what will you, as a chapter president, how will you not excuse it?
Oh, okay.
as the chapter president, me, I would look at it, I will say, okay, where's your doctor's excuse? If they don't bring me a doctor excuse, then I can't give them a letter. I can't tell them, okay, you're excused because because of the doctor's note. Because with employees, that's how it is, yeah. You say, in order to be paid your sick leave, you have to have a doctor's excuse that says from this date to this date, please excuse this employee because they are on medical leave or whatever. So that's how it stipulates, but for chapter officials, they're elected officials. So we can't tell them, that you're gonna be compensated for this because of that, without a document, saying that that they can't come to here because they broke their leg and they can't walk, stuff like that. It has to be proven that they're on the doctor's note, and if they're at an official chapter business meeting, meaning like that same day, there was no way to do the chapter planning meeting, it has to go on, but the president or vice president or secretary treasurer was told that they must be at the council meeting because they were presenting something that day. That if you're not here, we can't do your project, those type of things. But the president and the chapter manager will be the ones to do that. They're gonna be the ones to say, no, that's not a reliable excuse, no, that's not an excusable reason. Because, like, they might say, oh, I have to go out of town because of a wedding that I'm attending. That can't be paid. They can more than welcome to attend virtually, but they won't be paid for being virtually present at the chapter meeting or at the planning meeting.
Well, no, first thing, we didn't let go the last, order to claim stipend pension, we did affect the restoration. makes more sense like that. Oops.
Or you could just take the chapter business meeting out and only for medical issues.
Why
Yes,
can't you just run for presidency?
You could do all this. So I take it we're taking,
the chapter official must be present in the meeting room to be compensated. Put it that way. To be compensated for planning and regular chapter meetings. Okay,
we'll just do that.
okay, to be compensated for planning and regular chapter meetings.
And delete all that?
And delete all the rest?
I just had a question, you didn't, you specified that you still don't get compensated.
If an official is unable to attend,
Official is able to attend to medical issue or attending.
due to a medical issue.
About family emergency, if you have a family emergency, will that go there, I mean, you still,
I think that if you do due to a medical,
medical/family emergency?
yeah, medical/family emergencies. Because that does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
We're already saying that an official that is not present at the meeting, A, will be compensated. Now we're adding all this other stuff.
We're adding the other stuff, because emergency happens.
Yeah, it's an emergency, so you won't go to meetings, so you won't get paid. Right?
So out of attending official chapter business, we can cross it out.
This is not
I think we should just do it for just
They're
medical
voted in.
family emergencies.
They can't set their own rules or bylaws and policies.
That's why we're bringing it to you,
That's
Jay.
why
emergency.
Yeah, to me, that's good. Hey, that's it.
Why
Add
not
anything
say
else on there?
they can attend virtually? They can attend virtually with an approved excuse letter. With an approved,
I still get paid.
You still getting paid, you can go here, yeah. It's called, you have a conflict of, your first wording.
Yeah, it says must be.
but the thing is, the DOJ didn't have a problem with the way it was written from the
But
beginning.
we're not DOJ, you're.
But DOJ is the final word on how the wording is.
J could have put on this number, this meeting.
So what I'm saying is that a chapter official has to be here to be compensated. That's the first rule. The second is what it's saying is if there is a medical issue of whoever the chapter official is, or if there's an emergency. Sometimes that happens. I can attest to that because that's what happened to us one time. We were in chapter meeting here, and all of a sudden, one of the officials got a call saying your family member is in ER. So we excused that person, and then they went. So in cases like that, it's not the chapter official's fault that he can't be here or she can't be here. But they made the effort to be here already. And then you're excusing them from here to go. This is in case
But
that.
that's the good thing about that is they're here already, so.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then,
Then it'd be okay, but
Yes.
for them to be not present the first time and getting that, how they gonna hurry up and get that letter from the chapter president plus the.
yeah, and then to the medical issue, go, hey, yeah, in case where, let's give you an example. Let's say I ended up in the hospital due to an accident. But I'm conscious I can still do my job. But a chapter meeting is coming up. I can't physically be here.
So then in that case, the vice president.
any vice president, that's.
LA to run, yes.
Oh,
But I can still be attending virtually to get compensated. To say that I did call in, I was in the meeting, but due to me being not able to be there physically, just like the doctor says, stay home, do not travel. And then in other case, COVID. What if some epidemic happens again? So, that's in light of that. That's why it says medical. So that in that way, the person can be compensated for being here. The person that are here, the secretary treasurer, the vice president, if the president is not here, the vice president does take over to run the meetings. But in all 12 years that I was here, I was here every month.
This is what we were trying to. And that's what we're trying to eliminate, is that only if they're here.
Yes, because here in Title 26,
Yeah, this is the amended one.
this is the amended, right?
Yes.
This is the amended in Title 26. In Title 26, it says, "No chapter official shall be compensated for a chapter meeting unless he or she is in official attendance, either in person or virtually at that meeting."
So what we're trying to do is, we're trying to make it to where it says the chapter officials have to be here, present. Our policy is going over, or one step further than Title 26.
Yeah, I think that first, one that was done, I can understand that, we should just leave it the same, instead of just adding more to it. It's like, it's just gonna add up, just like art club, see, is that the same with that same policy, or is it, theirs is separate? I mean, it's just gonna go on and on and on like that. I think it's better just to keep it.
Okay.
And its original state?
Yeah.
And then again, like, reason why DOJ was saying that he didn't like us mandating the chapter officials to be here in order to be compensated, in here, it basically states any of the chapter officials can attend virtually or in person, and they can still be compensated as long as they attended the meeting.
Yeah.
And so in here, we're trying to say, no, you gotta be here unless you have a medical emergency that requires you, like, let's say you can't move or anything like that, but you can still attend, or like you broke your leg or something, I don't know. You can still attend a chapter meeting and still be able to be compensated to do your duties as a chapter official. So,
Just leave it the same, and just outline it.
You don't even have to add the family emergency to it.
So just put the same way it was and then just put the first sentence, just to say that must be in present to be compensated for planning and regular chapter meetings.
Okay.
okay,
Yes.
someone make a motion with this
Okay.
amendment.
So I would need a second motion to make this
We
amendment.
have a motion on it. So if someone makes a motion, so if someone can make a motion
Amending this.
to amend this to add that, and then we need a second.
No, Priscilla has to amend it, because she motioned on it already.
Yeah, to approve this as is, now we're amending.
We're amending this.
We amended it to add, so, yes, Priscilla? Oh, Mary Ellis, so second emotion is, second motion.
Emotional damage.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, emotional damage, you guys, yeah.
Where it says location of chapter official. What about changing the word of location? Duty of chapter official. Location means.
Attendance,
Compensation?
Attendance?
Or
about chapter official attendance. Or chapter official compensation.
Yeah.
Elroy had a question.
Okay, Mr. Addison, what is your question?
I call for a vote.
We have to
I,
make a second emotionless. I'm very emotional. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, Halroy, we're just kind of changing some wording, and then we're gonna do a second motion to make the amendment, vote on that, and then we're gonna go back to the original motion to accept the policy and procedure. That's what we're gonna do. So, this amendment here, everybody good with it now? What it says? If so, I need a motion. Not an emotion. Okay, Patty, the motion? Christian.
Put their chapter official.
Second. Second by who?
Second? Second? Okay, call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. 26. Yeah, go ahead.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay. TVK 2024-190-009, amendment, motion by Patty Grisham, second by Renaldo Woolley, passes with 26 approval, 0 opposed, 11 abstained, chair not voting. Now we go back to the original, motion to reaffirm this policy and procedure. Reaffirm resolution TBK 2024-068-007. Motion was already made, we already discussed it, the second was already made, we discussed it and everything, so now I call for the vote for this resolution. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
26. 26.
0 opposed. Abstain. Okay. TVK 2024-190-009 passes with 26 approval, 0 opposed, 11 abstain. Chair not voting. Okay, done.
10, TBK 2024190-010, accepting and supporting the Renalda Williams resignation from Page Unified School District, Johnson O'Malley Indian Education Committee, IEC, and the appointment of blank as the new Page Unified School District IEC member representing Ts'ah Bii chapter.
Okay, this resolution first is doing, accepting the resignation of our IEC member. The second part of this resolution is to appoint another person for the IEC to be a IEC member. The rules for IEC, to be an IEC member from a chapter is that your child has to go to school there. That you have a child going to school at Page Unified School District. Do you have anybody here present that has a child that's going to school at Page Unified School District?
Nicole said she wants to, but I haven't gotten a letter or email.
Okay. Or what we could do is accept the resignation and then do the appointment next month. What do you think? We can accept the resignation, but we can do an appointment next month.
That sounds good.
Okay, so whoever motions this, or shall we just change it before it's motioned? We'll go ahead and change it to accepting and supporting the Naldo's resignation from the Page Unified School District, Johnson O'Malley Indian Education Committee. That's what we'll do.
Priscilla and
Two motions.
Jonah motioned it.
Okay, Priscilla, and who? Who said I will? Patty, right? Okay, motion made, second is made. Questions, comments, concerns? Again? Call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
24, 25.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay. TVK 2024-190-1, let me start over. TVK 2024-190-010 passes with 25 approval, 0 opposed, 12 abstain, chair not voting. So, community members, I'm giving you an assignment. If your children, grandchildren that are adults, have children that are at Page Unified School District, tell them that if they want to help the chapter here be an Indian Education Committee member to bring in their letter of interest so that we can appoint somebody at next chapter meeting in August to be the IEC member from this chapter for the kids that are going to school here at Page Unified School District.
We get a stipend, mileage.
They do get a stipend, and,
You can't work at the school.
oh, and they can't be an employee at the school, at Page Unified School District.
that assignment?
Depends on how long.
Yeah, so they do get, compensation for attending meetings. And then depending on their budget, they do get mileage. Although they do go to training here and there. So, and a lot of the things that they talk about for the students, the IEC committee, they're there to make sure that Navajo students, mainly Navajo students are being represented, being helped and assisted with what they need. Because right now, I'm gonna tell you that the superintendent is trying to change a lot of that, including the Lagana, including being a part of this. And I think the Johnson O'Malley doesn't state that. It states that they have to be Indians, Native Americans. They have to have a CIB, right? They have to have a CIB. So, so Bonchita-Kiss, we can ask somebody to step into this role. So that concludes our congratulations. That concludes our resolutions. I'm not eating my turkey, maybe that's why. I haven't eaten yet. So that concludes our resolutions. I thank you very much for all the discussions, questions that we had about our resolutions. And then from here, we move forth with these resolutions. Auto income report, CDA, my report is that we are no longer a $1 million chapter. So, but our projects are moving forward. One day, we might be a $1 million chapter again, as long as we work our certification. Getting out there, getting grants, getting assistance, getting things. Adding the sales tax, doing our ordinances. Because under that, we can ask to have our business site leasing be done here at the chapter. Then that will, any business that comes through that wants to do business here has to come here to be a part, to have the business a part of the community. Otherwise, we'll be able to do a lot more. If we start toward a lot of tourism here because of that highway when it's built, we can be able to, we can ask questions because Navajo Nation right now charges $8 for these parks. Antelope Hills or Antelope, each person that comes in is charged $8. We're gonna ask questions. Say, okay, can we add to that charge locally, so that it can be improving certain things. So so we're still asking questions about those. We're kind of heading, I don't know how you say it, with Parks and Rec, Navajo Nation Parks and Rec. They say one thing, but we tell them, no, this is what your policy says, or this, as told, what's it called? Recreation area agreement, no. But Parks and Rec still is holding on to that even though it's expired. So long ago, when they did that, all the canyonland areas and special places that we have, they have it under non-donation, so that they can just give anybody they want a permit to say, oh yeah, go hike over there if you want. It doesn't matter who lives around there, go ahead and go walk around over there. That's what they're doing. Yeah, for the locally, they were saying, so Hazo established it, or needs to do the chapter, or Hazo Aliago, organize Aliago. We be the ones to give those permits to say, oh yeah, you can only hike in these areas. Or Nation, now Nation, Parks and Rec says, no, you've been holding me. But then we tell them, but your resolution, your bad laws land that expired, so you no longer have authority over that. But they won't let that authority go. So we're gonna continue to do that. The latest report we have on the, I was told it is the 2 homes that were being renovated over here in the Jones area is completed. Now they're on to the 3rd one. We went to a technology conference over in Farmington, and they were talking about policy updates, policy and procedure, a update, and then they told us about the wind system, what's happening with the wind system, and then they were also giving us updates on the ARPA funds. So ARPA funds, the community. So what they're talking about there is chapters, like we're a certified chapter, so we got the money to do the projects that we're doing, the warehouse, the renovation, the bathroom additions, or not bathroom additions, but electrification, house wiring, and electrification. So, peso, then so if you go to lay departments and chapters like the Ts'ah Bii, and as we showed you some in the wind system, what the budgets are like for some of the chapters, a lot of them be archived within the yen peso of Ts'ah Bii and Uchideos. O sa o you bought the house departments, special bought the house auto chiteos nila. Ako on he not he as for oceanato zoho general fund dito nisako. Auto from there hanato jo chapters with line item veto President Biden. There's a line item veto that he did on the legislation that they had put forth. And that line item veto was what? Where the council wanted to do, there was a line item veto that he did, where the council had made a plan. But he approved the rest of what he vetoed, one part. So now the council has to go back. Line item veto is equal A. The council cannot override the president. So the council has to come back together to make a plan for that 296 million, Shayna. That's the amount, 296 million peso. They have to make a plan for that. So what they were wanting to do was just to disperse that amongst the 24 council again and do the same thing that we did with the projects that we're doing, so that we can add more projects to our area to get money for those projects again. I think that was the part that was line item B. So now they have to come back to the drawing board and see what can be done. So I asked our council delegate, I said, so shall we go ahead and just start putting proposals together again to prepare ourselves with the Shindet open? Just do that, just prepare yourselves, put proposals together for any projects that your community might need again, no? So that's what we're gonna do, is ready proposals so that, kung peso hito, we need this project, fund it, this project, fund it, this project, fund it. Opportunity to help the community even more. So, we'll keep an ear out on what happens with that and what they plan to do with that. The other, that's mostly the report I have. Chancey?
Although I just been here with Brennan, that everything's running this movie here. They're showing here for these guys to make sure that the chapter's running properly. Just to stay here around here and make sure everybody's supposed to be where they're at.
Okay, Dollar?
As far as those projects that we're planning on doing, well, again, we provided the council delegate and the LDA along with their requesting for additional projects. Again, that's the store down there, the old store, to be cleaned up. We also have windmills to be reconstructed, and then also the proposed 3 new mills. And then the transfer station down there at the junction, the 1 acre lots for home site lease, community members, and then also the apartment housing complex along with our chapter house, a new chapter house. And then the renovation or demolition and rebuilding of the new senior center and the Head Start program, the Head Start as well, for to have a permanent structure over there. So those proposals are being sent or are being drafted, and those, but that information was already sent to Herman Daniels, so he already knows our goals and what we want to accomplish here at the chapter. So other than that, just again, helping the officials, helping the chapter, ensuring that we're spending the money correctly and accurately, and then ensuring that we actually get this money spent. And like you guys heard out there, in 9 months for that warehouse to be built, and I expect that to be done in 9 months. But yeah, we'll have a new building out here in 9 months, and so let's hope we can get all that good stuff going.
Gonna get to my house, the road to the house, my house here.
If, no,
Anyway,
and
that's
that,
what y'all did there.
and that was another thing that we're also talking about, is with the gravel in those areas. So I'm looking out for other funding for that, and so, but that's also been put over to the council delegate for, to assist us with getting that funding.
That neck the water lines.
Mhm.
Neck where the roads were, you ain't four days. So that was a factor too, remember, they can't grade, NDOT can't grade, or county can't grade, because water line up there.
Mhm.
It was their engineer, they hated it like that, so they need to fix it.
Okay.
Put new
That's
roads,
a give us a new
working.
Yeah. We'll tell NTOA to build us a new road since they did that.
Bridge,
Bridge. Oh, and then the earthen dams too, we also have that mapped out and everything, so, we're also wanting to get those reconstructed and all that good stuff, so that's my report.
Okay. One thing I did forget to tell you is that we did have a person that came over to talk to us about digging wells. This company, I guess they dig wells for Africa, in Africa, for villages, potable water. They came to us and talked to us about that, and I told them, I said, NTUA pretty much has all our potable water. And then I said, but the thing that Navajo Nation does not repair or anything like that is our windmills, our existing wells. Those, they're always telling us we don't have money, and to speak at the beginning. Some windmills have to be dug deeper, a lot of them have to be repaired. So they always tell us they don't have money for that, there's no. So he did take that idea with him and said that is what we were thinking about too before. But now that I'm going to chapter houses, and Navajo Nation is really strict, a lot of red tape, I said, yeah. He goes, compared to Africa, the villages, you just go to the village, talk to the chief says, right here, that's where we dig for the well, and then the community, that village has potable water, no? Ajay or chief, but Kojay, it's different, no, I said, yeah, that's how Navajo Nation is over here. But here's Vernon.
ARPA.
Okay, updates on the upper renovations, Hogan LLC is taking over. Groundbreaking was today. He's gonna start work on Wednesday. 9 months, like he was saying, 9 months. So that's already gone with. We did all of it. So now we're working on the warehouse, the house wiring and electrification. So right now, the end date is today, and there's only one contractor again. And we're doing opening bids on Wednesday at 9 in the morning. So the contract's coming on Wednesday to do opening bids for the warehouse and the electrification. So that's in that process. Once he shows up, and then we're gonna set a date for contract signing. Once the contract's signed, and then that's when we send the money into the contractor's account, and then they set a date to when it's going to start. The reason why we start late because it's a lot of money you can transfer from bank to bank. It takes about 2 weeks to, like for this warehouse fee. We gave the contractor money at the beginning of the month, so he barely got it. I guess did you get into your account today? Until today, so it takes like 2 weeks because of the amount of the money that we transfer. They do a lot of, his bank called me directly last week saying that, is this legit? Is this check good? And so I had to verify it, so they probably do back and forth, probably to Wells Fargo and then to the chapter manager here. So it took a while for them to get the money in it, so now it's his turn to do it. He's the one that's going to be doing the contractors will be here. Okay, I'm gonna have a contractor right here that's doing the building. He's going to be set up in the back with the fifth wheel are on the side over here. So have respect when you guys are around. We're gonna do, we're gonna do construction here. He's gonna be here day and night at the chapter. So let's have him have the privacy at night. Try not to interfere with him when he's working over here. If there's signage that's closed, make sure you guys don't go directly in and start cutting. So come to me first, over here during the day. You guys want to talk, any updates, talk to me. Okay? Let's do it like that. So the contracts is, let them work on the warehouse. Let them do their business. All the information they give me, they're gonna give to me. And if you guys want information, you come directly to me instead of going to the contract over here. So I give you that. I just want to tell you guys, the surrounding areas around here, you guys are always coming around. So if you guys have questions, come to the chapter. Talk to me, and I'll give you updates on what's going on here. So that I'm just trying to lay the foundation of what we expect from each side. So let them do their work and let them finish. That's all I want them to do. And also, we're, like I said, in the warehouse, that's gonna be done in 9 months. Also, now we're doing the electrification and house wiring, which is the last day today. I got the bidding proposal already in my hand in my office. So I'm ready for that because I only need one. I don't need the other person. It depends on if you really want it, they'll come and bring the proposal to you. So I got one, and it's already on the desk in my office. So I'm running with that. So we're going to do the opening bid on Wednesday, and that's going to be the office. Hopefully Geraldine's going to be here now. So hopefully she doesn't go over there this week. So tell her to. Yeah, hopefully she's here on Wednesday to do the opening bid with me. And then also Chances will be, I'm gonna ask him to come by. Usually he does come by, so I just need to ask. But we're gonna do that day, and then we're gonna put, he's gonna put his proposal in, his objective, how long it's gonna take. And all these projects are to the end of fiscal 2025. So you got a year and a half, actually 2026, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So 2026, so we got 2.5 years. We gotta spend all this money for all these the projects. So I'm glad that we're starting on the warehouse, which is I'm really fun. I'm really happy about that. The accomplishment that we're going to do is for the community, and especially for the chapter here. That warehouse is going to be for a lot of stuff. It's going to be for like our emergency. We're going to store stuff in there. Also, it's for our backhoe, and then also our dump truck, that new dump truck that's in there, and then our 30-foot trailer for the backhoe. That's going to be all stored in there. And also, this warehouse is going to have a through and through, which we can store the grader in wintertime. We can store inside a building. So that's the stuff that we want to utilize it for. And also, we're going to utilize it to storing our materials, the chapter's vehicles. So having a safe place, that's what we want. That was the get-go from Earl when he was here. That's what he proposed for. Budgeting was this was done like in 2021. Was it 21? So it took 3-4 years. 3 years. That's it. Finally, we got the money, and finally we got the SRA that we went to accomplish, which was in February this year. They finally gave us the money in June. Beginning of June. So these are the stuff that we go by. It takes time. But once the money is here, the time is crucial for us. We've got to stay within the guidelines. The time frame also. So, what?
So we're gonna name the building?
No,
Number? Maybe a pickup Earl in there?
No,
No? Oh.
no, we will,
Okay.
but until it's built, though. Right now, we're just happy that we have a contract to fulfill the accomplishment of this work project. So we'll see how good they are. We'll put it into the test. So we'll praise. If you guys did a good job, we'll say, hey, these guys did our contract, these guys did our building. And it's the same thing. We're going to advertise who built it for us. And it's for a chapter in the community. So that's the best thing we can do. Also, like for the warehouse, I'm sorry, not the warehouse, the electrification, the house wiring, we're still in the process of that one. So I'm kind of overlapping what I'm saying because let's not get these two projects mixed up. Let them work with the warehouse, and then also the house wiring and electrification they're two different projects, but we put it as one because of the situation because they both have to be together. We can't do it individually. So those two projects are together, and it's in this bidding proposal. Which is the ending. It's gonna be the deadline's on the 5 p.m. today, and like I said, I got the proposal already from the contractor today. So I'm waiting for any other people that want to do that I told them to do, but I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, it's only one right now so far. But that concludes my project listing. So there you go.
Give them the floor.
Huh?
So if you want to give them the floor.
All right, I want to give Mr. Lake here the floor to explain his project.
Stay.
Are you back?
Yes, because they don't want to echo.
Change template, kızıtan sınavlar, Türkçe basitçi, or ki ani basitçi, o hani basitçi, Türkçe to konuşuyor business. Pasta validate. Şimdi anlaşıldı here. So I just want to say appreciate Vernon and chapter officials here for keeping my bid and having confidence for them to hire me. And like I said, I have 25 years of engineering and construction experience, and I've done a lot of renovation projects. I've looked at houses or buildings, like historic buildings, both off and renovation. So I know from today's day one, so I already made some phone calls with the team members that are on the site here, but also the people that were helping me design this project. When I say design, there's a lot of companies that I have under me that will support me. Architects, geotech, electrical, mechanical engineers, surveys and all civil engineering, civil engineering. So they all have experience here on navigation, so they understand the type of building that's to go there. And it starts from the foundation. Foundation is important because the geotechs will look at the soils and make sure that this will give us a good deep options of what kind of foundation we have. And then we're going to put imported soil, or we're going to try to get where the foundation can last a long time. When I travel around the reservation and helping design, a lot of these buildings start to have cracks on the ceiling, on the walls, or even the slabs. It's due to two things. One is that there's no geotech that was provided, we didn't have that investigation of the soil, so things happening with the soil, especially out here in the reservation, we have a lot of heavy, we call it fat clay, or clay soil, so that causes a lot of movement on the field. The second thing, we gave inspections. I have a lot of experience as a special inspector in foundation, you know, to the walls, the roof and stuff. So I'll be out here making sure that the general contractor, even the workers, making sure they put the right enforcement, make sure that everything's up to code and stuff like that. So evaluation on this one, and then obviously making sure that everyone stays on schedule for this 9-month project. And also making sure that it stays in the chapter, gave the right to distribute this money to designers and general contractors, and so we get the right materials on site. So we're looking at different ways to make sure we're staying in budget and stuff like that. And the thing that each month I'll be providing reports to the chapter for the next 9 months. Here with you guys here this meeting. And I'll try to be out here every year, make sure that everything's going fine, and making sure that the things that's needed by the general contractor, he has those availability. Most important thing right now is the water. And we're fortunate enough to have this water here, so we need that water to utilize, make sure that the ground is, so there's sort of like pest control or having that available job site. Job safety is going to be important. The general contractor will make sure everything's secured on the site, making sure that it's really important for that OSHA and everything's regulations followed. While burning, like you said earlier, it's important that if you can want to visit the site or at least observe and check in with burning, make sure you check with things so that get your request. Mostly we're really here. The crucial thing in construction is going to be the foundation. A lot of the projects on lamination, say, President he has a background in construction. When he says you can't put foundation during winter, he's right. So right now is a good time to put the foundation so it cures correctly and there's no cracking and things like that. So that's why we're trying to get moving right now from design to construction to get this foundation ready before September. So we're trying to keep the procedures so that we can have this funds. So this process is called design build, which means that we're having the design team and the construction to work together so we can fast track. When I say fast track, I mean we're all working together to make sure that we do this correctly and efficiently. I mean, some of these other projects, say NHA, I've been on NHA projects, it's not design build, they design it first. And they take a year for that design process. And then once that design process is completed, then it starts to go out to bid, that bid, and that take like anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. And then at the end of that bid process, then the construction starts. And then what happens is the contractors that are selected might have other ideas of building that building or the structure, whatever it is, or a bridge. So they go back to the design team and the questions are team for the contractor there, then he'll work with the design team to not beat up a lot of the budget. But if that contractor is just looking for more money, we make a lot of changes. That's how we make the money. I know that I've been in those situations. But anyways, for this one, we're trying to stay with the budget on schedule. And that's why I was hired to do that. That's all right. That's my schedule for now. Next month, maybe we'll give you a schedule. I'll be hooked up to Mr. Curley's laptop, show you the schedule. Probably most likely will be past the first month or probably the second. and we'll give you an idea of that schedule, and also kind of like a ring condition, so it'll be a 3D of that action of the project site. So that give you an idea of where we're at, how we're going about it. So, yeah, that's all I want to say, so, questions?
As far as local people, are you looking for workers, as far as working and what's their rate, your contractor, subcontractor?
Right now, we don't have a subcontractor, we're not hiring subcontractors, we're doing, the general contractors are bring this main team, but also we want to bring in like, local laborers that have people to help us.
Yeah,
So
that's
what we're
I
looking
think we
for.
got laborers and we got some well retired, journeyman qualified people here sitting. A lot of them have
but
experience,
yeah,
30, 40 years experience. Maybe they'll be looking for work.
okay, yeah, talk to Bernie, say, tell him that, hey, I worked 40 years with heavy equipment. Then, because he's gonna be in direct contact with me and also the general contractor that's gonna be here full day. The general contractor will be here starting Monday, full time for the next 9 months, except for weekends. So, let Bernie knows, yeah, it was heavy equipment on the years back, or now retired, and they'll relate it to the general contractor, and say, hey, he's one of these operators, and say, yes, I need to be a arrangement for it. Hey, based on that.
Yeah, we've got people off the coal mine, power plant. They all retired and some are dealing with residential, commercial, heavy industrial on the scene. So, the concrete framing, whatnot. Operating, check all training on that, on that. So, it took a lot of years, but they were kind of old.
Any other questions if you have?
Yeah, does Level Commission now have a building code? Because when we were doing construction, they didn't have any construction.
Yeah, he asked about if there's any building codes here on Avalation.
No, they didn't have.
So it's still, there's no building codes on Avalation, but yet the township does have a building, code, but they don't have enough technical people to review, so they send it out to a third party, which costs money, so. But in our case, like I said, I'm actually on the Prescott Valley, Board of Safety, and also I've been a member of the Yaphank County, Building Safety. Follow the codes, make sure my design teams are following the latest code, and also the general contractor will follow those that's related. No shortcut. But who's, I'm the owner of one LLC, and the general contractor is First Generation. But that's out of, it's a small company out of Prescott, Arizona. He does have 30 years of experience with this work from the big company in Prescott. It's not.
That's all we're gonna say.
That it?
I'll see you.
You got a little cat chicken.
Look, they get it out. Here.
Thank you for giving an opportunity to Mr. Nate, my Shay, and my little brother. Because he's Kankakee or son born for Tuji. So, I can't comes out, it's not whole time. Just a couple of announcements. St. Mary's food distribution is going to be on the 22nd. Coconino County Election Board worker training is on Thursday, July 11th, from 9 a.m. to 12 at Ts'ah Bii here. The chapter official, Ts'ah Bii, and chapter administration is having their strategic work session. It was gonna be, the week of the 23rd through 23, 24, 25, 26. 23 to 26, and, but it's gonna be next week due to, other things that are already scheduled. July 15th through the 18th, 2024 is the TVK work session, strategic work session. So the chapter house is gonna be closed next week. Auto planning meeting, August 5th, chapter meeting, August 12th. District meeting Tuesday, tomorrow on the 9th, and it's here at Ts'ah Bii. Permittees meeting is on Wednesday, July 10th. Auto Western Agency grazing meeting is on July 15th. Ts'ah Bii meeting is gonna be July 26th, but I think that's gonna move to next week during the strategic, work session. And then TVK Veterans Meeting is Monday, August 5th. They do it on the afternoon of the planning meeting. You probably have that, okay? At 12 or 1? 12. TVK Veterans Meeting, August 5th is at 12 p.m. As far as I know, they said they were. Henry State is going. Okay, Shanto Rodeo is July 20 and 21st. Auto Objeto Community Celebration is July 27, 2024. Henry Days is August 3rd, 2023. Wow, they lost me. Get your tents ready, your lawn chairs. No, it's Virgil's birthday that day. So, but those are the schedules for meetings and announcements. Although we've come to the end, everybody, was the meal good? Thank you very much. Good. All right. Motion to adjourn? One. Who raised their hand first? Billy? Second is Ella. Ella May. Chief. All those in favor? Raise your hands.
Elroy, how do you vote? $28.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, adjournment is at 3:16 p.m. Daylight Savings Time. Our with 28 approvals, 0 opposed, 9 abstained, chair not voting. I can't, Thank you very much that you stayed. Now you're excused to go. Go home. I'm just kidding. You can stay, talk amongst each other. Thank you very much. Those who participated in the groundbreaking this morning, thank you very much for that too.